Have you ever sat in silence, wondering why everyone else seems to be winning at life, while you're stuck watching from the sidelines? You try, you hustle, you even dream big. But success? It just brushes past you. Let me ask you this. What's holding you back? Is it lack of time, fear of failure, or maybe distraction? Comment below. What's really stopping you today? Now, let's dive into the brutal truth, mind-blowing insights, and science-backed facts that no one tells you. Because the truth is, you're not failing because you're lazy. You're not failing because you're not smart. You're failing because you don't understand the game that successful people play with mastery. While you're stuck playing checkers, they've mastered chess. Let's decode it. The first reason, the illusion of ideas. We live in a culture obsessed with ideas. You hear it everywhere. Think big, dream more, have a vision. But here's the truth you've probably never been told. Ideas aren't rare. According to neuroscience, the average human has around 6,000 thoughts a day. And yet, how many of them ever turn into action? You worship ideas, but ideas don't win. Execution does. In fact, brain scans show that just imagining taking action activates similar regions as actually doing it. That's why planning feels so good. You get a little dopamine hit, but you've done nothing. You think you're making progress, but really, you're trapped in a loop. Planning, dreaming, overthinking. Imagine someone sitting under a glowing tree full of ripe fruits labeled ideas. They smile, they dream, but they never pick one. The second reason, copying without context. You try to model your heroes. You copy their routines, buy their tools, follow their mindset. But success isn't a recipe. It's not something you copy and paste. You're seeing the highlight reel, but not the 90% hidden below the surface. Not the tears, the self-doubt, the years of trying and failing. This is called survivorship bias. Focusing only on the winners and ignoring all the ones who tried the same thing and failed. It's like trying to run a marathon in someone else's shoes. They might look right, but they'll give you blisters. Instead of copying what they do, study why they did it, where they started, what they struggled with. Success isn't about mimicry, it's about alignment. The third reason, the novelty trap. You start over, constantly. A new app, a new planner, a new morning routine, a new business idea, a new "this time I'll do it" moment. But novelty? It's just dopamine dressed up as productivity. A Stanford study found that novelty-seeking behavior actually reduces long-term goal success. You're planting new seeds every day, but watering none of them. Growth doesn't come from wide scatter, it comes from deep roots, and roots take time. Success isn't found in new beginnings, it's found in boring consistency. The fourth reason, the restart addiction. Every Monday, you start fresh. Every setback, you change plans. It's motivating, but it's also dangerous. This is known as the fresh start effect, where people feel more motivated at new beginnings, but motivation fades, and every restart resets momentum. You don't need a new start, you need to stick with one. Your brain rewires through repetition. It's called neuroplasticity, but it needs weeks, not moments. Every time you give up early, you teach your brain quitting is okay. Discipline is a muscle, and yours might be atrophying. Success is like compound interest. Restarting is like pulling your money out every time the market dips. The last reason, your brain resists growth. Your brain isn't lazy, it's just efficient. The amygdala, your fear center, lights up when you take risks. Uncertainty, pain, discomfort, your brain avoids it. But that's where growth lives. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire, only happens through challenge plus repetition. You want to build muscle, but never want to feel sore? You want success, but never want it to feel hard. then you're not growing. You're just looping. Break the loop. Step into discomfort and stay there long enough to change. So why do they succeed? Because they don't chase dopamine. They build discipline. They don't copy, they adapt. They don't restart, they refine. They don't wait for motivation, they create systems. While you're collecting tools, they're building homes with worn-out hammers. They trust the boring. They master the invisible. And they never stop watering their bamboo. So now you know why they win, why they keep going, why their discipline speaks louder than your distractions. But before we move on, let me ask you something. Do you really want to succeed? Not just wish for it, not just pretend you're chasing it, but truly commit to becoming the version of yourself who never stops showing up. Because if you're still here, still listening, then maybe you're ready to stop restarting, ready to silence the doubts, ready to turn pain into progress, and discipline into identity. So ask yourself, do you want to overcome the patterns that held you back? The false starts, the distractions, the dopamine loops that gave you pleasure but stole your progress? Do you want to break the cycle and upgrade your mindset? Because what comes next is your blueprint, your guide, your system. This is no longer about dreaming. This is about becoming. If you're ready, let me show you what works. 1. Pick one goal that actually matters. 2. Understand why it matters deeply, emotionally. 3. Build an environment that removes friction. 4. Show up daily, regardless of how you feel. 5. Measure effort, not just outcomes. 6. Expect boredom. That's how you know it's working. 7. Don't restart. Refine. 8. Be the bamboo. Stay planted. 9. Study your own behavior, not just influencers. Remember, the seed doesn't grow because the sun is perfect. It grows because it stays in the soil. Say it out loud. I'm done starting over. Not for me, not for the algorithm, but for you, for your future. Rewatch this video tomorrow, then again next week, and every time you feel like quitting. And whatever you do, keep watering your bamboo tree every single day.